Hello, Pisces. This is Soul from Soul to Tarot here to take your week ahead starting August 25th, 2025. Pisces, I hope all is well with you guys. Welcome any new subscribers, of course, to my channel. The deck I am using will definitely be listed in the description box. Not reading any reversals. Just going to shuffle this deck up real good and see what the potential energy is going to be for Pisces this week. What is the energy surrounding Pisces? What is the energy that Pisces has to look forward? Any energies for Pisces? Okay, Pisces, let's give it a cut here and begin your messages for the week. And we're going to start off with the very first card for you. And we're going to begin with the Two of Swords. Okay, so the Two of Swords is just, feeling like you're at a crossroad, having to make a decision, narrow that decision down. Maybe two things going on here, and you have to narrow that decision down to one. This is my same-sex loving energy. It could also be because it's such minor energy that you could be out and about and there's some sort of road construction or stuff, something like that going on, and then you get rerouted to go into a different direction. All right, so that's the Two of Swords. Have to make a choice because there may be two things that you need to two things that you need to decide upon, but you need to narrow it down to one. All right, following that, now we have the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords just represents worries, fears, doubts. It could be suspicions as well. Okay. It could be, anything involving any types of anxiety, sleepless nights. Could be a break in communication with family members, friends, romantic partners, whether or not they're near or far, Pisces. You have to be careful, though, with this Eight of Swords here because we say there's a trick side to it if you're not careful. And the trick side would be that you're infiltrating your mind this week. Okay, so far you got the Two of Swords. So this is thinking, this is mental energy. And you could be thinking about something. Could be a person, could be a situation, could be an event. And you're already playing out the energy, putting an end result to that energy. Be careful there, though, Pisces, because rarely does it turn out to be the way that you compiled it in your mind. So make sure that you are not getting yourself involved in any types of trickery when it comes to this Eight of Swords. But of course, if you are dealing with the Eight of Swords, then deal with it, reduce the conflicting energies. It may have something to do with the Two of Swords, depending on your situation. Okay, but nonetheless, reduce the conflicts, reduce any types of chaos, reduce the fears, reduce the doubts, the fears, the suspicions. Could be uncertainty as well, okay? I'm not going to throw a clarifier on that Eight of Swords because I'm just going to leave that one open. Following that, we have the Ten of Clubs for some of my Pisces this week. You're going to be somewhat extremely busy. The Ten of Clubs will represent Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands comes in to support you energetically to help you, make it through the week in terms of things that you may have lined up to do or things that you don't have lined up to do. Following the Ten of Wands here, now we have the Five of Wands, projection of energy coming on to you from those that are near or dear. It could be, family members, friends, romantic partners wanting to pick fights, petty arguments. Also, too, I'm going to throw on coworkers. So be careful of that energy. It's what's going on with them, Pisces, that has nothing to do with you. I always tell you guys that, right? So don't add fuel to the fire. Don't feed into it. And if it's not the energy of projection of someone trying to pick a fight or, petty stuff, then it could be that there's a moment or a time during this week, not the entire week. It could be just for one day, for 1 hour that you experience some form of, inner restlessness, and that too shall pass. Following the Five of Wands here for you, now we have the Jack of Spades. This is the Knight of Swords, okay? So she's facing someone in the back, and I always associate that there could be something going on in terms of a decision. for you that's related to your past. It doesn't necessarily always have to be, but you move forward this week and taking care of that situation. Charging through, using your analytical mind, not allowing your emotions to trip you up. Okay, something that you're going to take care of that may be related to your past. All right, so following the Knight of Swords, now we have the Seven of Swords. Now, please pay extra attention to the amount of swords that are showing up in your spread. I go back here and I say that the swords represent oftentimes challenges and mental energy. Seven of Swords here, as I normally would read, that you cut somebody off. You may have cut somebody off, distance yourself from someone. That could be, distancing yourself from a family member. It could be a friend. It follows a court card. Again, another swords energy. Could be exes. So be careful here. They may not physically be around you, but the energy may appear to be lingering somewhat. And we're not just talking about recent events. We're talking about things that could have happened in your distant past as well. But when the Seven of Swords shows up here, Pisces, for you to better understand how I read this, is that there's always that potential of these energies resurfacing, trying to replant themselves in your situation. So yes, definitely use your intuition. Know that if you allow these type of energies to re-enter into your space, they're just going to create more chaos and conflicting energies for you. If it is not that energy that you experience this week, Pisces, it could be material things, because I do assign material things being rediscovered, things that you thought you lost, put down, forgotten about. Those energies resurface with the Seven of Swords. Following that, now we have the big money card. 2 tens in a reading is very auspicious energy, and I just explained in another video. People probably ask, what the hell does he mean by auspicious energy? It means that something very positive, Pisces, is about to occur here. Okay, 2 tens, 2 aces. Now, when you get 3 tens, like I don't even recall. See, this is how quickly I, do these readings and the energy just leaves me. One of the signs yesterday, I don't know if it was Sagittarius or if it was Capricorn, one of those signs received all 4 aces. And since I've been doing readings since 2015, I've never drawn that for any sign, ever. Okay, so there's a possibility here this week that something very good and positive occurs or happens. It could be involving money. This is one of the big money cards here, right? Feeling abundant. Could be anyone who gets a pay raise, substantial pay raise, bonus money. Could be, in the form of any types of inheritances. For any risk-taking Pisces out there that I'm reading for, and you like to gamble, you'd like to do the casino runs, play the lottery, scratch-offs, whatever, just play responsibly. All right. This is an opportunity of big money that could come through. All right. Following the 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Diamonds. Now we have the, okay, there's 2 jokers in this deck. This is a sort of like a playing card type of deck here. So I'm tossing that card out. I'm going to draw another card here because I'm not reading jokers in this spread. And so what we have following that is the 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups is just a little bit of sadness or disappointment, but it may not be your sadness or disappointment. It could be, if you have a child, it could be your child, it could be your romantic partner, it could be a family member, it could be a coworker. Temporary, just like the 5 of Wands in terms of projection of energy. You could just be going through some sort of mood this week. Maybe, if that's the case, nothing has triggered you, or no situation or a person has triggered you. We just go through mood swings every now and then, and it's not such a big deal. So I don't place too much emphasis on the 5 of Cups when it shows up in the spread, because when we talk about sadness and disappointment, the sadness and disappointment can happen at any time and on any given day, okay? But what to experience, or what you've, experienced, especially from your past, how to handle that type of energy. So don't stress yourself out too much over the 5 of Cups here today. All right, so on top of the Knight of Swords, we have the 7 of Wands. Seven of Wands here represents, you got all these cards that represents decisions, mental energies, any actions. Remember the Two of Swords, you have to make a choice. Well, once you figure out what the choice is and you narrow it down to that one, then follow through. This is the card that always comes through that if you don't carry out in terms of any actions or any decisions, you'll end up having to deal with regret. Stand your ground, Pisces, and move forward with whatever it is that you're intending to do. Up next now, here's another big money card, the Ace of Pentacles. This is, abundance, okay? This is investments. This is the unlimited earning power, potential earning power. It could be a startup of a business. It could be a job offer, contract offer, right? Money looking good and strong. Maybe someone's financial situation turns around for the very first time. Okay, that is the Ace of Diamonds, Ace of Pentacles. Following that, we have the Two of Cups. Wow, Two of Cups is all about that love. And for the Pisces that I'm reading for, specifically for those who are already connected, of course, you are, getting out of the relationship and that which you are putting in, sharing each other's, ideals, like-mindedness, spending good quality time. This could be for any single Pisces that I'm reading for, an invitation out on a first date. Okay, Two of Cups also too has the ability specifically to bring together romantic partnerships. On top of the Five of Cups here, now we have the Ten of Swords. Again, see, you got three tens. Just what I was saying about the other video that I posted yesterday. They have four aces. Now you have three tens. So it's triple the energy of what could possibly happen for you this week in a positive sense. Ten of Swords, however, there's a situation that's ending for you, Pisces, whatever that situation may be for you. New situation is about to approach you. Now, for any Pisces out there, if it may not be you, could be somebody that you're connected to or someone that you know may be having to deal with some sort of future inpatient or outpatient surgical procedures. Yes, it's going to be painful, but the Ten of Swords always comes through to offer relief and recovery. Shadow energy here for you is the King of Cups. Okay, the father of all love. Of course, he's always supportive. He's caring. He's nurturing. This could be specifically males that may be around you. It could be your father, your grandfather, your uncle, your brother, your husband, your boyfriend. Okay, not a child, not a male child, because this is an older adult. So he's very intuitive. So already to pay attention to your intuition. There will be, if you pay attention to your intuition, there'll be less time to struggle in terms of having to make a choice or decision this week, because you're going to trust yourself. Always go with the first impressions that you get in the gut, Pisces, because it's the correct answer. Now, I've been saying when it comes to the inner voices, you have to be very careful here to distinguish that inner voice that you receive and making sure that it's not your ego that is giving you the message, as opposed to some sort of guidance from your, it could be your angels, it could be God himself, if you're a believer in Jesus Christ and God. It could be those things, but you have to make sure that the messages usually come through with a sense of love. Okay, ego doesn't do that. Ego can trick you in thinking that the messages are of love, but it really isn't. Just play with your mind, but be careful with that energy. All right, so this is what I have for you, Pisces. Really not too bad, just take what's going to work for you as always. Just remember, it's just me interpreting these messages here for you, right? So since I haven't been doing the love readings that much, I figure I'd throw in some messages from the Message of Love Oracle deck here. And you can use these messages for however you for Pisces that are single, Pisces that are in relationships, or Pisces that just need to hear messages concerning love in general. All right, so what are the messages here? I'm just tossing three cards, Pisces, trying to keep the reading simple. Okay. Oh, and I forgot to mention too with the King of Cups here, because it's in the group of cards that I always mention, that if it shows up in your spread, then you may already be receiving that energy from those that are nearest and dearest to you. As family members, again, romantic partners, it could be friends, it could be co-workers. All right, so the first message here for you, Pisces, is reminiscing. I miss our inside jokes. All right. Next one up is values. We have too many differences. And you can see the wallet there with money. Okay, so it could be that you're in a relationship with someone who values money more than anything else. Last message I have for you, Pisces, is missed opportunity. It says here, I didn't act when I should have. Okay, remember the choices. Two of swords, eight of swords. Remember doubts, suspicions, or fears. Could be all of that enabling you from having to do what's best for you. All right, so this is what I have for you this week, Pisces. Once again, it's just Soul from Intuitive Tarot here. Take what's going to work for you. Leave the rest alone. Please, you guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. I appreciate that. We're trying to get these numbers up to 500 so I can be able to open up more, interesting energies for you. So you guys have a safe, great week ahead. Always come back here to get more of these messages from me, Pisces, and I will talk to you real soon. Ciao.